Did it ever happen to you to talk about something and 1 hour later, poof, an ad about the exact same thing would pop up on your phone at an amazing price? Or maybe you were just thinking about buying something and you never looked for it, but somehow Facebook, Google or other platform started showing you ads about that product? Well, you are not alone. It seems like these cheeky bastards are taking our data and they are predicting the future. Or are they? The internet is a magical place where most of us spend quite a bit of time, either out of boredom, habit, to avoid awkward social interactions, and anything in between. We just find ourselves taking out our phones and starting to scroll. Whenever we go online, we leave a digital footprint. Whenever you create an account on Google or Facebook, you blindly agree to a list of terms and conditions where you give consent for your data to be shared with third-party websites or applications. But what exactly is this data? Should you be concerned about it? Well, data refers to a very wide range of information collected about users and their interaction with the platform. In this case, there are different types of data that can be collected and shared, such as personal information like names, email addresses, age, gender, and content data like posts, comments, and photos. Even more sort of off-the-website data can be linked to you, such as browsing history, usage patterns, device information, or even financial information like purchases, and even health metric data from apps like Google Fit. All of these are used by random websites to paint a worryingly accurate picture about yourself. They know what you look like, what your interests are, what you can afford, and even in some cases, they know what you will be interested in, which is kind of worrying. This is how they are making their money. They are taking your data, they are creating a profile for you and use that profile for ad targeting. If you go to their privacy policies, you will find things like, we do not sell your data to other companies. But you also have things like, and I quote from TikTok policies, we share limited information which may include information you provide, technical information and usage information with third-party platforms and partners whose platform or services are integrated with the platform. So you're sharing my data with Meta, Google and other partners. Those partners might as well be data brokers. I mean, they don't say that, but I wouldn't put it past them. So they don't technically sell your data, just everybody is sharing with everybody. For us consumers, to be honest, there is no difference between sharing and selling. At the end of the day, your data is still all over the place. So everybody is sharing with everybody, but this is not enough. There is a thing called data brokers. A data broker is an organization that makes money by collecting data, analyzing it, and then licensing it to be used by others. Are data brokers, social media platforms, and tech giants collaborating between each other to find out everything about you so they can bombard you with ads about things that you didn't even know you wanted? No, of course not. I think it's fine. All of this collected data about users can arguably be considered as the most valuable type of currency. Just imagine that someone knows everything about you, from what you like to your deepest worries and needs. It will be very damn easy to just direct you to the best discounted item that you actually need. This is absolutely invaluable for advertisers and companies. And if those very big corporations wouldn't have gathered that information about you in the first place, a lot of them wouldn't have been able to operate. One of the most infamous examples of companies knowing and predicting customers' habits is the case of a high school teen who was shopping at Target. A story which was reported by journalist Charles Duhigg in 2012 in his book, The Story of Habit. The story went as follows. A man walked into a Target store in Minnesota, visibly angry, and demanded to speak to the manager. When the manager came, he presented him with different leaflets and promotions about baby products, such as cribs, bottles, and diapers. Those leaflets were sent and addressed to his daughter, who was a teenager, and he accused Target of encouraging teenagers to get pregnant. The manager apologized profusely and assured the father that he will look into the matter. But unbeknownst to them, something way more intricate and scary was happening. At the time, Target was developing a sophisticated prediction model under the direction of Andrew Paul, a statistician. By analyzing purchasing patterns, Target could predict major life events like pregnancy. It was found that whenever a woman purchased certain items in a specific sequence, it signaled that she might be pregnant, items that the man's daughter actually bought, like unscented lotion, cotton balls, vitamins and supplements. Those purchase patterns would help Target assign a pregnancy score, and this led them to believe that the man's daughter is most likely pregnant. Then guess what happened? Later on, the man phoned Target and said, "I had a talk with my daughter and it looks like there's been some activities that I wasn't completely aware of. She's due in August. I owe you an apology." You might have heard about this story, as it's actually quite famous, but times have changed. Nowadays, we don't have to physically go to Target to have our mind read. We can have our cerebellum penetrated right in the privacy of our homes. Do you just happen to be sitting with a friend and randomly something like mattresses are brought up into the discussion? Maybe you want to buy a new one. Maybe your friend doesn't have one at all. Regardless, you talk about it 1 minute or two and then you completely forget about it. After a few hours, you are scrolling on your phone and you see an ad about, you guessed it, mattresses. It's like you can swear that the phone has been listening to you and your conversation and has determined that you should have a look at these 2 mattresses for the price of 1 promotion. It all makes sense now. They are listening. Hide your kids, hide your wife, but they might not be, at least in the sense that you think they are. We'll get back to this in a minute. Now, these data shenanigans have been around for a while, but now it went to a completely different level because of the AI. So, we have all this information about people and we know what they want, and we are able to predict what they want as well. But how do we increase the accuracy of basically predicting the future? If only we would have some sort of artificial intelligence that we can feed data, learn from it, and then predict the future with a great deal of accuracy. To prove a point, I wanted to run the most basic test in the world out of curiosity. I created my customer profile and I gave it to ChatGPT to predict what it thinks that I would buy in the next 3 months. This is a very short customer profile with very limited data. After feeding this to ChatGPT, I came to the conclusion that he pinpointed most of the things that I wanted to buy in the next 3 months. Again, this is an experiment with an AI that doesn't know my travel routes, what I'm doing, and basically my life altogether. Just imagine what the AI from those big companies with all that data can do. This is how they predict the future nowadays. Get a bunch of data, feed it to an AI, and boom, this is the future. Now, getting back to the fact that they might listen to you, and that is why those ads pop up 2 hours after you talked about mattresses. Is it coincidence or conspiracy? One explanation is that they are tracking, not listening. You are with your friend, you talked about mattresses, your friend looked for mattresses, and here's your link. Your friend is interested? Then you might be interested. Honestly, I believe it is that, but also, they must listen. It happened to me and to people that I know so many times, and we could have sworn that we never looked for those things. Sounds like conspiracy to me. There is a pretty cool quote from Legion 2 that says, "We are pattern-seeking animals, and so strong is our belief that a pattern must exist that the human mind will project the pieces that don't fit. So where the pessimist sees danger hiding behind every back, the optimist sees friendship. Which is why when we encounter coincidence, we often see conspiracy." Now, is any of this right? It doesn't sound like it, but here's the deal. The whole data collection game played by tech giants like Google or Facebook is something intricate and mostly unethical, but legal, since we agree with their terms and conditions. I believe those terms and conditions stated by them do not paint the full picture, as we have seen Senate interventions with the likes of Mark Zuckerberg or the CEO of Alphabet or TikTok. It's really scary that these companies have access to almost every detail of our lives, from what we're Googling to where we're hanging out and even our health. Whilst they are saying that they don't specifically sell our data, they are sharing it with everybody. This can be seen as something exploitative, as it capitalizes on our personal information for profit, without our full understanding or genuine consent. The trade-off between personalized services and privacy invasion is a critical matter that sparks debate, and will do so for a very long time or even forever. Now, don't forget to smash that like button, ding dong the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below and tell us what you think about data privacy. Also, our latest 2 videos are right here. Bye!